Have you checked the children?
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Sometimes that is better.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird.
I'm Marsh Parker.
I'm eating Fuego here.
And we are here to do a bunch of trailer reactions. And we are going to start off with one of the biggest ones of the week that we haven't reacted to, which is the newest, which is the first story trailer for the new Candyman.
Yay, I'm so stoked.
Marcia, I know you love Candyman, so how excited are you for this trailer?
I'm super excited. I think it's been way too long since we've had Candyman, so I'm ready for it.
Fuego, are you excited about this?
Oh, I'm pretty pumped. This film from Nia DaCosta?
Nia DaCosta, yep.
Yeah, it's been sitting on the shelf for a year. It's basically the same situation we had with Halloween Kills, where we just had to wait because they wanted it to premiere in a theater. So I hope it's worthy of that presentation. So.
All right, so we're going to give it a look here in 3, 2, 1, go.
This is where it all began.
I already love
The story of Candyman.
They already have the
Character, he walk
score.
around handing out candy to the neighborhood kids. One day, a couple of kids get razor blades in their candy.
Oh, really?
Police come around. That's when I saw the true face of fear.
Get on your knees. Hands, hands, hands.
They beat him, tortured him, killed him right there on the spot. A couple weeks later, more razor blades and more candy. He been innocent.
So he's real.
Candyman ain't a he. Candyman's the whole damn hive. If you're out here looking for Candyman, you ask me, stay away.
Oh, the universe is backwards.
I feel
like
really
this
connected to this story.
Go on.
Right here, in this neighborhood, the legend started. And the legend is, if we say his name 5 times while looking in the mirror, we could summon him.
Summon the Candyman. Hell no.
Oh, that's such good editing with
Candyman.
just the trailer.
no.
Candyman.
Stop.
I don't want to get creeped out in my new apartment before bed.
Candyman.
Black people don't need to be summoning.
She's from the first movie.
I dare you.
Don't say that.
Say his name.
Candyman.
You better not do that last one.
Candyman. You want to be a part of the story, right?
No.
Say his name. Candyman.
Anthony? Anthony. Are you okay? What the hell is going on?
This neighborhood is haunted.
I think I made a mistake. I brought him back.
Candyman isn't real.
He chose you. He has purpose for you.
Tell everyone.
That's him right there.
New to the neighborhood.
You should say it.
Candyman.
Say his name.
Candyman!
Oh my god, that looks so
dope.
rad. Okay,
Oh my
Marcia,
God.
please give your first impressions there.
Dude, this looks so cool. Like the production value, the acting, the effects, even the sound design is amazing. Like the editing, just like you were saying, like the way they edited it together and the compilation they chose was amazing. Like I don't feel like they gave away a lot, so there's still so much more to discover in the actual movie. And this doesn't feel like something forced. It feels something fresh and just like great installment to this series and the franchise. I am so excited.
Yeah, Fuego.
I'm pumped, man. I mean, I was pumped when this was initially announced, and intriguingly enough, I do feel like this could still kind of dwell between those two sequels that we got.
Could be.
And, but I have been a big fan of Nia DaCosta since I saw her film Little Woods that had Tessa Thompson and Lily James. And when I was told by Monty Yazzie, shout out to the International Horror Sci-Fi Film Festival, he was like, dude, you know she's directing this next Candyman movie, right? And I was like, no, but it was one of my favorite indies that I saw that entire year. Beautifully shot, amazing performances. And then pairing with Jordan Peele, who, even though I didn't like Us as much as a lot of people, I still appreciated a lot of the ideas and just the presentation of it, and obviously Get Out. I think Nia and Tim and a third party worked on this, but just getting a little bit more of an essence of what they're trying to do here is really dope, and I like these little interludes that they hinted at with that
storybook sort of stuff.
Yeah, which they hinted at.
But you also see Virginia Madsen playing Helen again all these years later. You know, like, I'm so excited to see what's happening.
Just that little picking griminess in that scene.
And he's a little losing of his mind.
And the couple of times you actually hear Tony Todd's voice as the Candyman again. Like, this just looks so awesome. I'm so excited. I am way more excited about this than I am Halloween Kills. Straight up. I really, really am.
I'm along with you for that ride. And I love Halloween. Halloween is one of my favorites.
You really do.
Candyman is still one of those movies that freak me out when I watch it. I still remember watching it alone, like when I'm having to work late at night. I'm like, I'm just gonna put Candyman in the background. Like, that was a bad idea.
I saw that
when
I saw the original Candyman when I was in grade school, and I will never forget that Philip Glass, the score, dude, and it's one.
The score kills it.
It makes me wonder if they're going to implement it here at all, because it's almost it's as iconic as the Halloween bit. You know, that score for Halloween or Puppet Master or Phantasm or some of the most memorable, just little chord progressions. But this is awesome. And
the whole trailer is masterful.
Yes,
blending of the storybook with the actual story that we're going to be seeing throughout. Like, this is brilliant, and it makes me super excited. And I love that it's focusing on, you know, the African American segment of society that we don't normally get the focus on, except for movies like Get Out and Us and things like that recently.
Which was honestly where the original Candyman was such an awesome exploration at the time in the 90s, and the fact that they...
Except it was still focused on a white protagonist.
It was focused on a white woman, but it took its attention to the atrocities that had been put, you know, and also
it really put Cabrini Green in my mind as like just an awful place, like 8 Mile status.
Yeah, and it was also at the time that, you know, there was a lot of gentrification trying to happen in Chicago and Detroit and the various areas in the Midwest like that, and the upper Midwest, and and gang violence was at a relative high. So it was very much a microcosm of the early 90s for me, and without any humor. And I love humor in horror. Candyman was so devoid of anything humorous that you would...
There's nothing funny about what was going on the screen.
Depressing, and just looking at both human atrocities and the supernatural kind of repercussions of them. So
makes it exciting.
Bring this film on, and things still look dilapidated, but yet there is in certain scenes that glossiness we've seen from Get Out, and you know, some of the stuff that Peele has produced. So,
and you know, and I think it's funny that I don't think it's... I say funny, but I'm glad that you mentioned about the comedy aspect, because you know, one of the things when I took sociology when I was in college, one of the things that my teacher told me was about how that even like when we're talking about African American culture, a lot of it was presented in a comedic value instead of a more dramatic and serious tone, and Candyman was devoid of that, which was great. And I think that this is another example. I'm hoping it stays true, and you take the comedy out of it, because it's not funny.
I think that's the way they're leaning.
Yeah, and it should be that way, because you know, granted, I'm the type of person, I laugh at horrible things in my life all the time, because that's how I deal with stuff. But I mean, I understand presenting something that just because it is of a African American culture doesn't mean it has to be comedy, right? And so I love the seriousness of it, but it's also such a great horror movie and franchise, and there's just so many different levels that anybody can get behind. It's
And
just
also-
so well done.
And also, just as a final little bit to chime in with, I don't think Clive Barker really, because he was the one who originated, the story that Candyman was based on. He doesn't really do humorous stuff. I mean, he has very grotesquely, darkly comedic stuff, but it's really not his forte. He likes to just have unsettling, very upsetting sort of stuff that his stories produce. And now, granted, the story Candyman was based on didn't take place in Chicago. That was where it was retrofitted for the film. But I'm glad to see his spirit of just very upsetting, unsettling horror continuing, and this looks on point in every possible way. So bring this shit.
All right, so moving on from Candyman, we gotta look at least a couple of trailers. Let's look at the full trailer for the Fear Street trilogy, which is the new trailer that has, I guess, the stories for some of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, we didn't react to this trailer yet, so we're gonna do that now.
And so it's 3 different films, and they're all set in separate time periods.
Releasing one week after another.
And it's all on Netflix.
Yep.
Okay.
And they've all been rated R, from what I understand.
And
When is it?
we may just review the trilogy when it's all said and done. That may be the
that would
easiest way
make
to
more
do it.
sense.
Probably.
But
When is it
limited
releasing?
schedule. So
Soon.
it's coming
Cool.
very
About a month away. 3,
All
2,
right.
1, go.
couple weeks away.
There was a time when things were good on Shady side. But now,
I never read any of
that's
these
all
books.
Neither.
Oh man, I turned the one around with the skeleton hand, yeah.
Is he playing Castlevania?
hello?
They don't
Still
have the
alive.
saxophones.
Who is this?
It's happening again.
Tonight is Sunnyvale versus Shady Side. Red versus blue. Good versus evil. Recommensicate. Color!
Nothing.
Are you okay?
That was 1978. 5,937 days ago.
Shady Side, a history of horror, has earned it the nickname Killer Capital USA.
What's happening to us?
These massacres happen in Shady Side over and over.
You were the only person who survived. How do we end this?
You have to go back to where it all started.
1666.
The devil has come to feast on our misdeeds.
If they want a witch,
Witches! Witches!
I will curse this town forever.
It's been 3 centuries. It stops here. It stops with us.
Who the hell was that?
How should I know? She was hot. The bitch seemed normal.
Amazing observation.
Your best chance is to run from this place.
On Shady Side, we're all cursed. The devil is in me.
Any tips for fighting these things?
Try not to die.
Welcome to the suck.
Come back from that, mother.
It definitely Well, this seems like it has a lot more production value behind it than Goosebumps did.
Well, and also Goosebumps, was meant for basically kids readers, whereas Fear Street was his YA collection.
At the same time, Scary Stories knocked it out of the park. Okay,
They did a good job with that.
That is Castlevania. I was right. Yeah.
So, all right, Fuego, your thoughts on this trailer?
I'm down. I was excited about this from the get-go when I found out. Well, okay. From the get-go, I was curious, but then when I heard that they were actually going to go R-rated with it, with R.L. Stine stuff, despite having not read any of the Fear Street, things, it's all Kristopher Pike, which oh goodness, why can't I think
Star
of his
Trek?
name? Doesn't matter. I
don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Christopher Pike is from Star Trek, right?
Kristopher Pike was the guy who did Chain Letter, The Last Vampire, Midnight
Bury Me
Club.
Deep is the Christopher Pike book I read.
Yeah, it was all about the same time when that stuff.
Author,
It was
it's
like
R.L. Stine, but for a slightly older
not
audience.
not an actor. Okay,
No.
sorry.
No. Christopher Pike was the writer of it, and it was similar. If you were graduating from Goosebumps into stuff before you got to Stephen King, that was the thing. So I never read any Fear Street, but this looks relatively elevated, and I think it could potentially trend very well with both adults who remember these books.
Do you
or
think you would
with
watch
the younger
that?
tweens.
You would go back and read some Fear Street? I mean, I figure it'd be a quick read for you, right?
Well, it would be, but
He's a busy guy.
I'd probably
I don't
rather
know.
read the Pike stuff, Last Vampire and Chain Letter and all that stuff. So.
I guess I'm aware of kids coming up in age that I'm like, how do I start integrating things? I think, do I start with Goosebumps, I guess, and then work my way up?
Goosebumps is a relatively
Scary
good
Stories.
starter,
Alex is not quite there. I think I have to wait till he's like 6 or 7.
I think the images and Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark might torment and upset more than just reading.
I was about 6 or 7 when I first started doing Scary Stories, and then when I got into Goosebumps about 8, 9, 10 around there, and then I kind of went into Stephen King right after that. I didn't do Fear Street.
Yeah, because Mike Flanagan is the one who's doing all the Kristopher Pike stuff now. So
anyway, yes,
this
we'll
looks
watch
awesome
this,
now.
and
Yeah,
yes,
I'm excited.
This looks great.
Yeah, it looks like fun. So yeah, that'll do it for our reaction to that trailer. Let's see what else we can get in this time. So I think we need to react to at least Karen. Yep, and then Pig as well.
No, Karen is one that CP really wanted to talk about.
Yeah, so that's why we need to talk about it.
Is it just about like?
It's a Karen movie, so let's give it a try. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, that Karen.
Yeah. I'm assuming it's gonna be a white Karen.
This is a long way from East Point.
Baby, you just gotta give it a chance.
Tell me about your new neighbors.
They're black. Do you mind keeping it down? If you don't comply, I'll tell the manager.
She's scary.
Somebody's taking home security serious.
Hi, I am Karen Drexler. I'm your neighbor. You need to be taking your trash cans off the curb right when the trash is picked up.
Is she nice?
Yeah, she's nice.
Wait a minute. We have a white entitled neighbor named Karen.
Karen, okay, enjoy yourself.
There she is, slaving away in the kitchen. I've come across some very suspecting teenagers.
Suspecting?
Can you please hurry up? Please, they're very aggressive. Yep.
I left my wallet with my ID at home. Leave us alone! We didn't do anything!
How the heck did you end up moving to this neighborhood? Next thing you know, we have criminals. You take care of him, and I will take care of her.
Would you mind stepping out of the car?
My office has uncovered some disturbing information on her and her brother.
She doesn't like black people.
We have a search warrant.
Well, I'm black.
I know, she doesn't like you either.
Oh my god.
I want to sell the house.
What'd I do? You can't tell me, huh?
We are living next door to a racist. You went in her house?
You wouldn't want your wife to know our little secret, right?
There's not standard police procedure back there.
What do we have here?
When you got a hammer, everything looks like nails.
You people are very angry.
Shut your mouth, boy.
Bad things happen to people that don't comply.
Doesn't she remind you of an actress, but she's not that actress?
Not at all. No, this just looks awful.
Sorry, I'm getting.
Not for me at all. No.
Like,
Look, I'll get my thoughts out quickly. This looks terrible. This looks awful. This looks annoying, and the acting looks bad as well. Yeah, I am not on board for Karen. Marcia, your thoughts?
I feel like it's a tricky trailer to respond to.
That's where I'm at.
It is tricky. Like, it's not. It is definitely on the nose, and it definitely raises a lot of controversial feelings. And I believe I have met people like this, Karen, so I can't really hate on anybody for, like, saying, like, this is how we feel when you're
Karen
doing
isn't always a racist. She's usually just a bitch, but I mean, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean...
A lot of the time it's the racist part, too, though.
Yeah,
Really?
I mean,
Oh,
I
yeah,
think it's all of it,
I haven't
though.
encountered as many Karens, but then again...
Not only, but, you know, sometimes, yeah.
I've had a bunch of Karens mad at me, too, so I get it. I don't know. I think it's a little too on the nose, and I feel like it's more of a cultural horror than a actual horror, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Okay.
And that's where I'll contend that my understanding of the term Karen is bitchy, older white woman, not necessarily, well, I mean, being racist and prejudiced did not really factor into the equation. She was just rude and entitled and, you know, stuck up, nose in the air, or whatever sort of situation. Yeah, this is... I'm with Marcia. I don't really know how much I can say. Acting doesn't seem too terrible, aside from our lead villain. It's just going for it, I think, more so than it needs to. And I've watched a lot of films like this recently, you know, whether it was Fatale or whether it was Secession, the one where Dennis Quaid is the dude who is breaking into the black couple's house where he used to live there and he still thinks he lives there and he's racist and stuff like that. It's a really fine line that we are dancing around at this time with, obviously there is a lot of tension still in this country and over the course of the world, and it saddens me significantly that I thought we had taken steps forward and we've taken steps back, in my estimation.
All this from a movie called Karen.
Well, but
I mean,
but it's very evident. But it's very evident that this is not just about your typical Karen. This is really going into a different sector of Karen than from what I understand her to be, and so it's still important topics to tangle with, and it just makes me embarrassed for my skin color because I know. No, dude. Seriously,
No,
because I know it's there. Because I know it's there. Because I know this sort of shit is there. So you know, and that's why Marcia and I were both like, it's tough to talk about a film like this, and because it's
just a movie to me.
It's attempting to induce emotion in a lot of people who watch it.
I mean, everyone knows of a Karen as an entitled white lady. So like, I don't know that anyone needed to make this movie.
But Karen being taken to this kind of extreme, especially
bullshit. We saw that there are bitches like this. We saw that white Karen that was strangling her own dog, calling the cops on a black bird watcher because he was like, yo, can you leash your dog? And she's like on the phone with the cops saying, I'm being attacked by a black man, you know, like, and that's what they're, you know, trying to go off of for this. And it's like, at this point, I'm like, it's just a movie. It's taking all that stuff to an extreme, and you know,
I mean, I didn't know Karen was a racist thing, so I guess
sure.
I don't pay enough.
Well, there's racist Karens, and then there's Karens, and then there's, you know, there's variations on Karens, of course. So anyway, that's our reaction to.
I'm glad I didn't name my kids Karen.
I was gonna say, this is one, shout out to CP Willis Gredia. This is one that he really, really, really wanted to talk about, especially with Chauncey, and
that's why I wanted to make sure we looked at it.
Get her thoughts on it.
Let's look at one more. Let's look at the Nicolas Cage movie, Pig. Yeah, that's the one we'll do here. It's a neon feature.
Okay.
And neon is, sorry guys, kind of on level with
A24.
So
yeah, we know. We know. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
I don't think I've experienced neon.
Didn't they do neon you? That makes sense. I don't know.
Dancing around, and it was from the same person who did We Are the Void.
Why are you sniffing pig shit?
See, I love how Nick Cage
feel like he's just kind of leaning into his craft at this
I really
point.
like that shot.
That's fine.
I mean, it's
Great job.
I'm looking for a truffle pig. Someone stole her.
I don't understand. Tell me who you are.
You made the right choice, being out there in the woods. There's nothing here for you anymore. There's really nothing here for most of us. Buy yourself a new pig.
What are you thinking?
I remember every meal I ever cooked. I remember every person I ever served. You live your life for them, and they don't even see you. You don't even see yourself. We don't get a lot of things to really care about. Who has my pig?
Didn't I forewarn you?
Someone stole his pig, Marcia. It's John Wick, but with a pig.
But will he see?
All right, so your immediate thoughts then, Marcia, or not positive?
I have no idea what's going on.
Okay.
And that's my thoughts.
Fair enough. Fuego?
I think it's pretty cut and dry, to be honest. It just makes me wonder what else is actually going to be about this movie.
Like, what's scary about this movie?
Is there going to be the vengeance aspect?
I don't know if it was going to be scary or not. It just seemed like Taken with a pig.
Okay.
Well, and
very taken with this pig.
Well, and the reason that we are discussing it is because the horror outlets covered this trailer.
Why?
They
I
must
saw
know
some
something.
scratches
They must
on
know
his
something we
face.
don't know.
Good lord!
I saw scratches on his face, and he went to New York, and he's all like,
Someone took my pig.
I need to go back to my woods.
Yeah, I'm guessing he got attacked.
new pig.
You know, maybe it was like a really good truffle sniffing pig, and they stole it to make money with that truffle sniffing.
I don't know.
I
That sounds
don't
like an
know.
action flick to me.
Although
Fuego, your thoughts?
It looks that is Carrie always, isn't it? I think it is.
I don't know.
You're stuck.
Yeah.
No.
Do you like it or not? Are you
No,
gonna
he's
watch
way too
this
old.
or
You
not?
know this is my jam, but yet it's not always my jam. As Marcia and I talked about with the Brood, the slow moving does not always completely work for me. If you want to be a patron, definitely jump on and see our upcoming review of the Brood. But nonetheless, I like this from a production value standpoint. Everything that Neon puts out, from what I've seen, it is very. I compared them to A24. They are a art house centric sort of distributor that acquires films like this that are beautifully shot and give a lot of intrigue, but don't always deliver upon the storytelling, if that's fair. Don't always have third acts, right? You know,
Then it's garbage.
Yeah, so I will totally watch this because I'm intrigued, but especially with him showing up bloodied and some of the things we see in these brief shots where it seems like there's more torment and conflict coming down, but I'm not as into it as I had hoped to be. So yeah,
fair enough.
But I like that Cage
I'm interested.
does these weird movies.
I'll give it a try because Cage does weird stuff, and you know it's Taken with a pig, and yeah,
It's rated R.
let's give it a try. Yeah, exactly. So that's what's interesting about
What is he
it.
doing with this pig?
All right,
It's rated R.
I think that's where I'm gonna call this
All
trailer
right.
reaction. We only had time for a few. Trying to see if there's anything particularly big that we missed out on. I mean, we can do another trailer reaction next week and cover what we
trying to
missed.
look, but-
Meander is the only thing that looks really fun. Marcia, you didn't watch the trailer for Meander the first time, did you? All right, let's watch Meander real
All
quick.
right, it says it gets weird, so all right. Let's
I
get
think
weird.
you'll like Meander. All right, hang on, let me turn the.
I was gonna say,
We'll
this
do
is
it
gonna
real
be
fast.
This is gonna be on Redbox. Yeah,
I'm excited.
He did that on purpose.
Help!
Oh, this is
Help!
Wake up.
They dress like only have 2 minutes. You better hurry, bitch.
Who's that?
You're gonna die.
Mama.
Yeah, I'm still really on board for this one.
I get the cube reference for sure.
So,
it's
Marcia,
like
your
next
thoughts on
level. I'm interested.
Yeah?
I liked it. It looks
Creepy,
like
right?
It's really weird.
Mm-hmm.
So the little tagline there was not incorrect. Yeah, this is up my alley for sure. I would be interested to see what happens in this movie. There just seems like a lot of elements thrown at this girl that you just like no good answers.
Fuego?
Oh, you know I'm into it. I think I said it on the previous one. And, I saw the original Cube. I don't remember it very well. Were there 2?
I want to review all 3
Was
of
there
them.
Cube 2 and then Cube 0, if I remember correctly? Yeah, I didn't see either the sequel or prequel, but having come into the Saw infatuation in the last month or so, I'm much more into this than even before, and I'm even stoked about that new escape room movie. So,
yeah, we're seeing that pretty soon. So
yeah, it's coming up. But,
all right, cool.
Yeah,
so we're all excited about this.
You have to watch it on Redbox though.
Well, it's going to be on VOD, but Redbox negotiated an exclusive deal where it's going to be with them for I think a week or 2 before it's available on
It's
VOD.
definitely going to be. I'll pay for it, and we can all just use the password.
I've never even logged into Redbox. So.
It's nice. It works. We've done it a bunch of times.